What's going on, guys? What's going on? We got Jeff, the legendary artist, in here. We got Just That Son. How's the audio levels, guys? Let me know in the chat here. I'm just gonna switch over to the different scene. The audio's kind of loud for me. Maybe my mic's just not. I think it's the scene we go to. What's going on, guys? Yeah, let's before we get into anything, let's check the audio levels. I feel like it's too loud, but it's on volume like 2. Can we go to like 1.5? I feel like that's too low. Sounds okay, okay. What's going on, Cole? The music is good, voice is high. Okay, we're gonna put my voice down a little bit then. Yeah, I'm redlining on it. Okay, that should be good. Hey Robert, how's it going? We got the copyright free music here because YouTube, you know, they like to get us. So we're on this little copyright free binge. So I'm sorry if the music sucks, guys, but I need something, you know. I need a little something in my head here to kind of keep the process going. So what's up, guys? What's up? How's everybody been? Is everybody excited? We got like about a month, and then you guys should have the product in your guys' hands, which is, it's crazy. I know we've had some delays, but it's coming, and it's here, it's printed, and I'm just excited. I'm so excited for the Spells Magic to finally come out and see all the YouTube videos and everybody unboxing it and playing the game. That's it's exciting. What's up, Ten King? What's going on? It's been a bit since we streamed. It's been a bit, man. But we're back. Weekly streams. That's the #1 thing. Hoping to get some TTS. Me and Jeff and Just That Son, we've been talking behind the scenes about getting TTS back up. Hey, what's going on, Buzz? How's it going? So yeah, I want to show you guys our program here. So this is how we make the cards. Oh, we got an ad here. I gotta get rid of. There we go. These 2-minute songs, man. Yeah, so this is our program. This is how we make the cards for printing, for playing, print to play, everything like that. So when we get into actually making the artwork of it, you would just click that and then click in here. And then what you can do, yeah, absolutely. So we can do the zoom on it. Oops. I want to like do it Photoshop and like move it like back and forth. But yeah, obviously this artwork is not meant for this frame here, but you know, just showing you guys. TTS is a great platform for teaching new players. It absolutely is. I was looking into it the last couple days, and we looked into it back when Jeff was uploading everything on, and I'm very not tech savvy. I'm good with like some programs, but like TTS, like it was so over my head when I was like looking in to try and like get stuff up on it. So and it was costing money, so people didn't want to have to pay for TTS to like test the game. So that's why we ended up going with the Untap, which I'm not a huge fan of Untap, but I'm also not a huge fan of just playing cards on digitally. I love having cards in my hands and actually physically playing with the cards. I love the interaction of that, the environment, kind of the whole atmosphere of that. And it helps me think, shuffling the cards in my hands. It really helps me think, get the strategies going with it. But yeah, so that's kind of like how we would change the artwork. You can put a card name in. We can just be like Tribal Dragon artwork. And then if you want to offset it, you can kind of like move it to like where you want. Element, we got a whole bunch of elements here. Let's do the sand element. Type. So one thing I don't have is I don't have the little bullet point that we use. Supposed to add that in, because we would have like not this dash, but like dragon sand, right? Oops. Then you can just, you know, type in the attack. It shows up. You can talent, like type in like whatever text you want. It's got all of our font. You can like change the text size up. Put it down. You can change the set logo if you're doing like manga rares. We have all our templates here too. So we want to do this as a manga rare. You just click the manga rare template, you click your manga rare thing. You know, if we were doing it as a white magic, and we're like, well, it's common. Well, then we would just click our, our little common one here. TTS is like $10 to $20. You can play any game on it. It's well worth the money to test the game out before spending hundreds on physical cards. Absolutely. No, I'm 100% with you there. Absolutely. And then you would just you would click like export or whatever. We're not going to export this. One thing that the program can't do, which is super important that we need for this to work, is we need selective layering. And for those of you that don't know what selective layering is, I'm sure a lot of you do know. It's when I want this dragon here to be, we'll say non-hollow, but I want this background to be hollow, and I want this dragon not hollow, and I want this not hollow, but I want that. You know what I mean? So to make things like kind of pop them, not like 3D, but kind of give it that like nice look. This is, I'm actually going to go through all the cards that we have for the game. It's not just showing how to do it. But yeah, so that would be selective layering. So all of these kind of like elements here would be different. They'd be different layers. Now, artist Jeff would know, when you do an artwork, you want to kind of have like multiple layers to it. And then I could be like, I could send it to our printer, right? Actually, let me go over here. I can show you guys what a card will look like. If I have it on this PC, here we go. And basically, this will kind of give you guys like a little thing to show you what. Sorry, I can't scroll and talk at the same time. I'm not good at it. But anyway, this will basically show you guys like what we send to our printer. I should have it on this PC. No, maybe not. I could have swore to God we had. I swear to God I seen it like 10 minutes ago. Maybe not. But, I mean, we have this. It's not the same. But, we'll say, like, for Tribal Dragon Reawakening, can we full screen that? Can we get rid of that? Anyway, so you guys can see how, like, the border here, it's a white magic. It's called Selective Foiling or Hollow. Absolutely. So, like, the black here, this would be non-hollow, right? All the white would be foil. Obviously, there's no image in there. We wanted the whole image to kind of be hollow for that, but no, it's a cool process. It's a lot of fun. Okay, but let's get into some of the cards, right? Enough of this rambling. I just haven't streamed it a bit. Hold on, gotta get rid of that ad. All right, let's start with Anubis. Okay. Okay, is this the right folder? I think this is the right folder. I've got like 100 folders of each card, different iterations, stuff like that. Okay, yeah. All right, so we've got Anubis. I'm gonna bounce. I don't really need to know how to do the card list. Catch you later, hopefully. An informative stream for the future spells matching and what's actually going on. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I believe. Yeah, this will be up unless YouTube decides to copyright strike us for this music, which this music is copyright free, so yeah. But anyway, yeah, so we'll get into Anubis. I think this is actually the bleed line for it, or it's one of the versions that we sent out. Yeah, so like this is kind of like what the card looks like as we're sending it to our printer. So what they do is they line them all up, so we'd have like both of these like this. They'd be side by side, and I think they would actually just cut it out like this, and then they do like a rough cut, kind of like around this like area, and then they'd send all the cards in through this, I don't know, like not like a dicer, but like another like cutting process, and it would cut the cards out to be the actual shape they're supposed to be. and then it would round the borders for us too. I think that's the whole process. There's probably like some steps I'm missing too, but you know, that's basically it. But this is Anubis. Anubis, god of the sand, or pharaoh of the sand. This guy, man, like, you guys played in the Grand Championship we had and any other remote duels we hosted, you know that when this guy hits the field, Lord of the Sand's coming out too. And he's a 5/3, so he can kill basically any powerful creature in the game. And, you know, good card. We got Archer. If you guys seen the video on the channel of our kind of like elf combo, you know that Archer is essential in the elf combo. Kind of just popping off it with using the Archer to bring back the queen. This is sick here. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. It's really loud for me. I can turn it up for the stream. Here we go. Now I gotta find that again. Yeah, so you know the Archer's a good card. And then we have, you know, Assassin. It's a static effect that gives all the elves +2. So this is kind of how they get like their big creatures, because the elves, they're not super, I don't know, like, what's the word? They're not like super, they're swarmy, they pump, but they don't have great removal. That's the biggest problem with the elves, and they kind of lock you into just using the elves. But, you know, what can you do, right? We got our bird token, you know, there's not really much to say about the bird token. Bjorn, this guy, it's a mythic in the set. This guy may not be the best right now, but this is a card that is absolutely worth holding on to, as, you know, equipment cards start coming more into not just the meta, but into the game. It can be great for a lot of rogue decks, potentially, you know, could be potentially good in the meta. Kind of just depends on the sets we release at when we release them. We got Blossoming Rose here. Just a generic white magic spell that gives you a little pump. We got Bryness, you know, the cover boy for spells and magic. A lot of people's favorite dragon. A lot of fan arts that do Bryness as well. But yeah, no, Bryness is awesome. So for some of you who don't know, some of you who are just checking out the stream, they don't even know, you know, don't even know how to play. Reanimate is an ability that's used in the graveyard, and what it does is you can, at sorcery speed, pay 2 life or blood. It's called, you know, blood in this, and bring it back at again, sorcery speed, and then it stays on the field. But the next time it were to leave the field, it would get exiled, which for Yu-Gi-Oh players, exile would be banish. Magic, exiles, exile. I don't know if Pokemon has like an exiled zone. Maybe it'd be like a remove from play area. But anyway, it would just take it out of the game, and that zone could only be interacted with cards that specifically interact with exile. Yeah, so, you know, all the dragons have the static reanimate ability, and then all of them have a very decent effect. Bryness is to give you your life back. Obviously not when it's summoned, but if you control Bryness and you summon another tribal dragon, Bryness will allow you to pay, so you'll get to pay for the reanimate, tribal dragon will enter, and then you'll gain your life back. So it kind of nullifies, it doesn't exactly nullify it, but it does kind of counter it, of having to pay the life. Then we got Cancel. This is honestly one of the best cards in the game. You can't go wrong with Cancel. Negates anything, and it doesn't specifically have to react to a card, okay? So what Cancel can do is Cancel can just, on, you know, Magic Stack, Yu-Gi-Oh's Chain Link, you know, us is just, we don't have it, it's just the sequence of effects resolving. So what Cancel can do is Cancel can go on there and select something that would be, you know, the first activation, second activation, third activation. Cancel can come in, kind of hit any of them. The card's very good. Then we got Cemetery Soul Akka. You know, Cemetery Soul, these guys, we've seen a lot of these. A lot of people love them, a lot of people hate them. They're just little flyers that pick off a lot of damage, and Akka is basically the center of, it's the heart of the Cemetery Soul deck. Then we got Cemetery Soul AO. Um, another cool thing about the Cemetery Souls, all their colors or all their names are just their colors translated. So, play spells magic, you learn Japanese at the same time. Education. Um, I'm in Discord with Nikki here, and I forgot to undeafen. Hey, I forgot to undeafen here. Nikki's he's Nixel in the chat, or Nick. He's
Wizard Nick.
Wizard Nick, okay, but in the Discord. He's basically helping me with this, and he's co-hosting this with me, and I completely forgot about him. So I apologize.
All good. All good.
So we got Cemetery Soul AO, so that's blue. This one's not like the best Cemetery Soul. If you're playing pure, you'd probably play 1. And it's just indestructible. It just gives your guys indestructible. So like if somebody's gonna activate like Judgment Day against you, you can just in response use the effect of AO to kind of just protect all your guys. Then we got Cemetery Soul Key. It's yellow. So Cemetery Soul is like their like removal. You can exile any Cemetery Soul from the grave to just exile a card on the field. So the thing about the targeting in Spells Magic is we have targeting and then non-targeting. So there's cards with stealth. I believe Assassin has stealth. So a card like Key cannot target that card because it's got stealth. Stealth just says your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. So we wouldn't be able to hit it with Key, but we will get into cards that don't really care and they can hit cards that have stealth. But Key is not one of them. Alright, now we got Cemetery Soul Midori, the green one. Midori's really good. A lot of you guys already know that, Midori's really good. We've seen on the not TTS, the Untapped tournaments that Midori, Akka, Renji, they were the best Cemetery Souls to use. And, for this guy, he can bring your guys back from the grave. So, like, you could summon Akka and then, I don't know, bring back Midori, get a Renji, and just kind of like keep the combo going, right? But yeah, Midori's really good. And then we have a Renji. This guy, we kind of had to have a couple changes on him. He's really good. He's a 2-3, which honestly, those are good stats. 3, if he was 2-2, he'd be worse, obviously, but 2-3 kind of makes him big. So if your opponent's got Zephos, which is a card that we will get into probably towards the end, 'cause the X in the name, you would have to use all 3 damage to hit this. But it's funny, a Renji can't kill a Renji. They attack. But yeah, so what he does is if you control another Cemetery Soul while he's on the field, you can give Reanimate to a target black magic in your grave. So like, you could like chuck a Reanimate on a cancel and let it sit there until like any point in the game where you feel it's necessary to use that cancel. You would have to pay the Reanimate ability and then the black magic cost as well. So that would be a total of 4 life. And then he's got, Flying, Haunt, Rush. So Rush is haste. You can attack the turn it's summoned. We do have Summoning Sickness. Haunt, it basically picks a card on the field and it's just going to negate its effects and abilities as long as the Renji's on the field. And then we've got Flying too. So, Flying attacks directly. And then we do have a little different stuff in Flying compared to the other TCGs. But we won't get into that on this stream. We can get into that kind of next stream. More rules of the game. And the cool little mechanics that make Spells Magic kind of stand out from other card games. We got Chalice of Temptation. Good common. It's a linger, so this is continuous for Yu-Gi-Oh players and enchantment for Magic players, I guess. It just stays on the field until it would be removed or negated. So cards with linger must constantly have their effects activated. The linger must be there unless it'll fall off. So like if your opponent had this, you summon a Renji and you targeted this to negate it, the card would no longer have linger and it would just send itself to the graveyard. But yeah, it's cool. It gives you a blood back every draw phase. Not a bad card. This is my favorite elf card, actually. I just love the I love the little waves going through it of the melody that she's singing. Actually, that is a misprint here. It's supposed to be the sound element, but I guess we're just in the wrong folder. But that's fine. That's fine for this video. Yeah, so basically this is another way to summon elf creatures, which is kind of like what the deck needed. When we first made the deck, we didn't really have that many ways to get them all out besides like the sound crystal and I think it was flute. And then if, you know, we could keep my god, I'm drawing a blank to her, but it's the burn elf. If, you know, you could keep her on the field to be able to burn her to summon another elf. Those were kind of the ways to summon, so we printed this, made this card, and it's made elves, you know, strong as a pure deck. We got Cinder Sweep. I love this card, man. I just love the artwork about it. I love the reds popping off the black here. You know, it's pay 2 blood, deal 3 damage to target creature. It's a removal. It'll hit a Renji. We got Cloud Dragon, just a vanilla. You know, it's a 5/2, not a crazy card, but it's a cool wind card. Crypt of Emptiness. You know, this card, if Cedric, if you're watching, you guys know that this card went from being under the radar to a very, very strong meta card because of Cedric. He basically brought this card into play, and it's a common to so basically what it does is whenever a creature will change control, which there's a couple cards that swap cards back and forth between boards, you basically get to make a player discard a card. And if anybody plays any TCGs, you know that like hand control and making your opponent like discard stuff is like really powerful. So yeah, this card, Cedric's Diablo's control deck, man, just ripping people's cards out of their hands. It was crazy. Diablo's Verdict. Target player sacrifices a creature. It's another removal. It's situational. If your opponent's got 2 creatures, they're probably gonna sacrifice the worst one. But you know, if they've only got one, like a Lord of the Sand that has stealth, this card will kind of bypass that because you're not targeting the Lord of the Sand, you're targeting the player. So that's a cool little thing. Then we got our crystals, our main way of summoning the creatures. Earth Crystal summons an Earth creature. So you summon it from your soul deck. So yeah, no, the crystals, I love the crystals. Fun fact, back when we first started the beta testing 2017, we were using eggs, and it was it was okay. It was a little weird. The whole thought process was the creatures kind of like hatch from the egg, but it ended up just kind of being weird. So, you know, crystals, it's more cool, I guess. Then we've got Essence Restoration. Target player, target 2 creatures in your graveyard, shuffle them into your soul deck. So it kind of like recycles your creatures back if like you're playing like this like crazy aggro deck that'll need to put your stuff back. We got another ad here. But yeah, no, the card's not it's not a terrible card, that's for sure. Alright, we're skipping this song. Fake reading. Okay, yeah, so these ones, there's 2 of these kind of like reading cards. We have tarot reading and fake reading. Honestly, like they're okay. What's going on, Nub? They're okay. They're going to take a very specific deck to play, that down the line will probably put more use to it than what we kind of have in our card pool right now, but it's a cool little mechanic. We've got Ferocious Kitten. So you can basically take an unburned creature on the field and burn it. It's a cool card. Fire Crystal, kind of self-explanatory. Summons a fire creature. Got Flame Sorcerer. This guy basically just resurrects your fire creatures. He's cool, man. He's a cool card. I like him. And then we got Flame Warrior. It's his brother. It's like a mini Zephos. I believe JT... I don't know if you're watching JT, but JT kind of made this card pretty good. He put like a strictly a burn deck, and he made the card really good. So it was like double Zephos, double this, like ways to kind of get them back. We've got Flute of the Melly Elves. That's what I was talking about earlier. You dump an elf, and then you get to summon a different name one, which is actually more beneficial than harmful, because of, you know, the elves that bring their selves back. Forbidden Fruit, just a little fun card we made. Forbidden Ritual. This card we didn't make at first. In fact, this wasn't even supposed to be its effect. Basically, this card, we brought it in because they're like the sand deck right at the start. Like it would just get 2 sand crystals and like another way to summon a creature, and then it just wasn't able to play pure, right? So with Forbidden Ritual, it's not like, it's not like the all fixes to it, but what it does is it allows them to get the crystals back to keep summoning their creatures, which is, it's good. And this card's honestly way more powerful than any of us could have thought, especially for a common in the set. But no, this card's really good. And if you guys pack this card, it should be going in your deck. And we got Fox of the Sand, one of my favorite artworks. I don't know if it's like a mix of like Thanos Snap or like kind of like Garrod turned into sand. It's really cool. And it's, another way for Pure Sand to keep getting their creatures out. We've got Frostbite. This card's really good too. Freezes target creatures, creates an ice token, and what the ice token does is you can crack it to draw a card. So it's cool. And the freeze mechanic will just literally freeze the creature in its place, not let it attack, use its effects and stuff till the end of the turn. Then we got Golem of Boulders. He's just a big titan, man. He's just a big earth titan. You can't go wrong with that. We've got Goliath of the Melody Elves. Another big card. Griffin, we're kind of getting into the vanillas here. Griffin's good. And then we got Hand of God. This card is really cool. I really like the artwork too. Being able to exile cards but linger is good. There's not really much that needs to be said about this card other than it's a great side deck card. Then we got Hexplate. Another insanely powerful card. For those of you that play Yu-Gi-Oh, you guys know what Pot of Greed is. From Magic, what's the equivalent of that? Like, I don't know, like a baby Ancestral Recall, maybe? Or Vision, I can't remember which one's which. But this card's insane. Not once per turn. Just being able to draw cards, man. It gets you out of the situations. We've seen many games where somebody will have nothing, they're losing, and they top deck into Hexplate. They play Hexplate, they draw into Blood Dance, and then Forbidden Ritual. They get their guys back. They're able to just kind of make their way back into the game off this card alone, which is really cool. There's our Ice Relic. We already explained it. It's a cool card. We've got Judgment Day. This was a card that, again, we made during the Kickstarter, during beta testing, because the fields were... The thing is, you were able to fill your field turn 1 and just kind of go all out. And if your opponent didn't really have the out, then you kind of like slowly pick off their things, or it would force you to have to like do the same thing. And then it'd be a lot of chump blocking. But with Judgment Day, it kind of makes people have to make their resources, or use their resources a little smarter. Because if, I've got 5 cards, right? 5 cards in my hand, all these summon a creature, and I summon 5 creatures, and you play Judgment Day, and I don't have a way to stop that, then what am I going to do? Just going to lose all my creatures, right? So it kind of makes the games a little longer and more exciting, because you're not just kind of throwing everything out and saying, here's my cards, deal with them. This card let you deal with them. Lamp of the Stormy Night, drawn by me. This card's the chase card of the set. We've got Leviathan. I don't even know what to really say about Leviathan. It's just a big creature that can't attack or deal damage. It's a really cool card, but currently, and I say that, the card is very mediocre. Living Island. This is a really cool card too. I seriously love... I love Torterra from Pokemon. So I kind of wanted to like do something similar here and kind of make the Living Island. But yeah, no, it's a cool card. This guy is the one that summons the bird tokens. Then we got Lord of the Sand. This guy's been around forever, man. And he's been just dominating Spells Magic forever. And we just kept nerfing him until we kind of like came up with like, okay, this one's fair. This one's, good. It's good for the game. It's strong, which is fine. But yeah, there's him. We got Mage of the Sand, the female kind of counterpart to Lord of the Sand. She kind of does the opposite. She'll summon something from Barry, which is pretty sweet. She's 3/3, a little smaller. Didn't need another 4/4. Magic Rejection. This thing kind of just gives your guy stealth. So if somebody's like targeting your thing with like, I don't know, like Lord of the Sand here, right? You could like just respond with Magic Rejection, and then your guy's not gonna get buried. Medic unburns a creature. Cool with the elves. Nameless Soul is just a vanilla. Observing Stone, another vanilla. We've got Perish. We're not fixing this card. I don't think this is the updated text. No, that is not the updated text. But yeah, Perish is pretty sweet. I like the card a lot. A lot of people love the artwork on this card too. It's just a cool samurai like in the sky, man. It's just cool. Power of the Melody Elves. Another card that kind of like puts the counters on the elves, and then like you can use assassin to kind of like, not assassin, but samurai to double them all. But yeah, no, this card was cool. At first we didn't want to do counters. We just kind of wanted to do +1/+1, like just as a power. But then we realized the card kind of sucked if we did that, so that's kind of why we did the counters. Prodigy. It's like a little baby Lord of the Sand, I guess. It's a cool card. I don't know if a lot of the Sand decks play it, but I don't know. It's a cool card, man. Being able to like discard and bury stuff. Queen. Everybody loves the Queen. What's going on, Mark? How's it going, man? We got Quicksand. One of my favorite cards in Spells of Magic. The thing about this card is it has to respond to the summon of a creature. So you can't, like, your opponent can't summon it and then, like, I don't know, like, play a card that draws a card, then you can't, like, be like, okay, Quicksand now. It specifically has to respond to that card. Rainstorm, cool little art card. Nukes all the fire creatures. You know, we had to put a stop to JT. He was too powerful, so we had to make this card. I'm joking. Then we got our Transmutation Circles. We've got Greed here, probably the best one. Recovery Swan, another really cool card. Got Rekindling Burn. It just kind of like reburns a creature. So you'd like do it in your opponent's unburn phase, or I guess you could like do it at the start of their battle phase too. That'd be kind of sneaky. We got Samurai. He's the man with the combo with the elves, kind of like putting the extra +1/+1 counters. Sand Burial. We get to bury just extra sand cards. It's great. Just gotta exit out of these browsers here, guys, so we don't hear that. What's up, Zach? How's it going, man? We got Sand Crystal here. This is actually an alternate art for it. Yeah, this is it's just self-explanatory. Got Sea of Blood, gaining 3 life, cool card. Got Shaman of the Melody Elves, that's also an alternate art for it. We've got Shrine of the Unholy. One of my, actually, I think this might be my favorite artwork Marcelo's done for Spells of Magic. At least like, if not in my top like 5. You know, all you Spirit players in here, you know that this card's a staple. You summon a Cemetery Soul, you get a token off this card, and then let's say you summon Akka. Akka brings your guy out, you get another token, so you end up with like multiple tokens, and like you can keep like stacking it too. But you know, if you control non-spirit type creatures, they can't attack. So it's really good for the pure spirit decks. Song of Darkness, discard 2, then draw 1. Probably not the best card right now. But the card will probably see play if there's some discard decks that come out. We got Song of the Melody Elves, another one of my favorites. I mean, it's very self-explanatory. It just summons an elf, so can't go wrong there. We got Soul Crystal, summons soul creature, soul for a soul, sacrifice a spirit, summon a Cemetery Soul. It's, you know, get rid of your tokens off your Shrine of the Unholy to like bring out Akka, and then like keep kind of like generating tokens. It's pretty cool. Excuse me. Now then we got Sound Crystal. Spellcaster's Demise. Again, one of my favorite artworks. There's so many artworks that he does that I just absolutely love. Every time he sends me an artwork, I'm like, oh my god, he's just insane. But yeah, no, this card's really good. Another removal. The game needed a decent amount of removal. So this was one of the cards we chose. Then we got Sphinx of the Sand. Gain 1 life for each card in Berry. And then our Spirit Token. Look how cool this guy looks. It looks like, I don't know if it's like, looks like Jigsaw or like something from like Saw maybe. But it looks awesome. And then, you know, tokens, they kind of stay outside of the game. Spiritualism, another really cool card. Just getting your tokens out, right? Getting your tokens out. We got Steel Body. It gains Immortal, which basically means the card cannot be targeted or the card cannot be destroyed by battle. Not targeted, that'd be crazy. We got Sword of the Conscience. I think we're getting into our swords now. I love the look of the swords. They're, honestly, I just told Marcelo, like, go wild, do whatever you want. You know, I know you'll do good. Like, Sword of the Desert, like, it's just, they just look so cool. Sword of the Flames, Sword of the Hurricanes. I expect a lot of people to collect these too. Sword of the Mountains, Sword of Refrains, all of the, basically a sword for every element. Sword of the Sea, and then we got Taifu. Is this the right text? Yeah, it's the right text on Taifu. So the cool thing about Taifu is he's one of the only cards in Spells Magic that doesn't target. So what that means, again, is if a card has stealth, Taifu can kind of be like, yeah, I don't really care about your stealth. I'm going to do it anyways, and basically bounce it back. So I think Taifu might be the best Spells Magic card in the game, and probably a staple in every single deck. Just trying to think, like, is there anything that tops this? If you guys know, or you guys have an opinion of, you know,
Cancel.
Card topping it. Cancel's good, but Cancel can't stop Taifu.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Tarot Reading, it's, you know, goes with Fake Reading. The Sandlord's Medallion. So this is actually the necklace that Lord of the Sand wears. Yeah, it's decent sand support, but it's mainly for pure sand. And then we're back into the Tribal Dragons. We got T-Long. T-Long's the booster box art. Again, reanimate when it's sent to the graveyard, dumps another dragon, which is good because you can just reanimate that dragon if you need to. It's a Taifu, or Taifu. So we've seen Brynus, Taifu, and T-Long so far. Tormenting Parasite. This card I was really excited for to get the artwork back because I just didn't know what he was going to do with it. But it seems like he did a really good job. Yeah, so basically the card just pings every creature on the field, and then anything that would die from that ping would just get exiled. So it's a cool card. It's great against the token decks. Really good against the token decks. We got another Transmutation Circle. We got Envy here. Gaining Control. This is a card that, again, I didn't think was going to be super great, but Cedric kind of showed us up, man, when he put this in his control deck, and it was just another card to gain control and force a discard. We got Gluttony here. Gluttony is part of the Elf combo. Get to, you know, summon out a different attribute. We got Lust for cloning. We got Pride here to just make those elves just huge. We've got Sloth. It's basically our negate. And it negates for the rest of the duel too. And then we got Wrath and Exile. Some people choose not to include Wrath in their deck. Personally, any deck that I'm building, I'm putting Wrath in it. It's just great. Volcanic Blossom. This is another really cool card. I just love kind of the volcano in the background with a single little... I think that's a lily, right, guys? Let me know in the chat. That's a lily, right? But yeah, no. Volcanic Blossom's awesome. I've got Warrior for the pump. The alternate art for Water Crystal. We got Weeha. Oh, man, Weeha. This card went through about, like, 20 different changes, and I tried to, like, dumb the text down. It was, like, impossible, but the card basically just eats an opponent's creature, equips it to it, and gains the stats. and then can protect itself by getting rid of the creature. Will of the Dragon Soul. I love this card too. I just love the little dragon embryo. We got Wind Crystal. That is the alternate art for it as well. Wolf of the Sand. I think this was the second photo Marcelo ever drew for us. But yeah, this is pretty good in JT's kind of like burn rush deck. You'd be playing him turn 1, and then he'd summon himself, and you'd instantly swing for 2 and 2 on turn 1. So it's pretty good. We got Wrath of the Storm. This card actually doesn't target, despite it saying target. It's an old text. This card is one of the only outs to hit Stormy Night. Same with Taifu. Worm of the Sand. Worm of the Sand's really cool. I don't really know if... I think they might play one in the Sand decks. I think they might play one. Zephos, Tribal Dragon of Masters. Wow, that really pops on this screen, but I'm like looking over at my stream screen, it's like actually like normal colors. Yeah, so Zephos is awesome. There's a couple decks that are actually just based around just using him as the boss monster alone. So yeah, no, Zephos coming out, pinging 3 damage, doesn't matter where it goes, just comes out and hits it. Now we got Zircon. Zircon went through a couple changes. When we did the first kind of like, I don't know if you remember, Nick, but when we did the first kind of like beta testing of Zircon, he was kind of like warping the meta and like allowing players to play other crystals that they kind of shouldn't be playing, because he would just like search for them. He searched on Summon back then.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, so like we had like players like Simon, JT, like coming out with the Earth Crystal or any way to get an Earth Crystal, and just dropping Zircon, searching for, I don't know, Fire Crystal, right? Dropping Zephos, pinging for... They were going ping 2 to the opponent, 1 to Zephos, reanimate Zephos, ping for 3 kind of thing. So it was like, Zircon was like a turn 1, like 5 damage, which was like just a little too strong. Can I not use my keys? Is it the end? That's the end. That's the end. Okay, well, that's it. Okay, yeah, guys. So I think our next stream, we should do like some actual gameplay. I think maybe like teaching people kind of like how to play, because like our how to play, it's not like dated or nothing, because you know it's the same, but just having like a new video out, kind of like teaching people how to play the game. What do you guys think? We got 11 people here now. What kind of content do you guys want to see from this channel, other than weekly streams, of course? I will wait. Give
Yeah, I
people
was
a couple
just about
minutes.
to-
Yeah, what
I
about
was
you, Nick?
actually
What do you
just-
think?
I was actually just about to mention, like, with the people watching, you know, what should we be covering next? What do you guys
What do you want to
want
see?
from us next? You know?
Can't wait to crack a box. Yeah. I believe that, not official, but February, I think it's the 13th, is going to be either the 13th or the 15th, one or the other. It's going to be our first, like, actual, like, box break on YouTube. So we're going to have, I think I have, like, 2 cameras that are be coming down on that. We're going to turn it into a YouTube video. Obviously, we're going to stream it. And we're probably just going to give away all the cards in there. Yeah, I'm really excited for that. It's going to be a full box break, and we're going to get to kind of like see the cards. Now that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. Yes, how to play would be great. Yeah, okay, cool. We'll do that. We could do... I feel like TTS is the cleanest looking way to do it. Just because it's so 3D and so nice. Yeah, we'll do that through TTS. Because we kind of like did an actual... Oh, we could make an actual video on it. It'd be kind of fun. That'd be kind of really fun. We could do both. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll start with TTS, and then I think we can make like an actual like video, maybe like a little skit. Would you guys like to see skits like a TikTok account or like YouTube Shorts, like just kind of like Spells of Magic skits? Is that something that you guys would kind of care for? Just let us know. This music's so groovy, man. I guess it's free, right? Like, we take what we can get with the free music. Just waiting to see what other people think here. If you guys have any suggestions or anything on content, anything at all, like we just want to do what you guys want to do or what you guys want to see, right? 10K, can't wait to crack open a box. I'm excited to see that too. I'm excited to just have the box in my hands, have the photos, just open it up like a kid on Christmas. What about you, Nixel? You excited to crack some boxes?
Oh, excited is like least to say.
An understatement.
I'm so excited to see how it turns out and everything. Like,
Yeah.
I
And
have
like-
yet to see much, you know.
And then we all seen the LGS promos too, the tribal dragon upgrade. The card is really good, pure tribal. It's my background now. I just love the dragons. I don't know about you guys. What's your guys' favorite Spells of Magic card? Could go over the starter decks, maybe do some test hands, test games. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Yeah, we can do that. I'll see if I can get some starter decks for the box break too. That way we don't have to just crack just the booster box. Yeah, the starter decks are cool. We're looking at doing a starter deck tournament that you guys recommended in the Discord. I think a starter deck tournament would be really cool, whether it's remote, TTS, whatever, you know, the majority wants, or maybe we do multiple. A starter deck tournament would be really cool because everybody's kind of on the same page for, you know, the card pool. Yeah, I know that starter deck 20s in a lot of other games they always did very well. But yeah, some test hands. Yeah, we can do some test hands. I'd like to do some test hands with elves, just to see how consistent we can make that deck. It should be like a goal. Like, how consistent can we make elves? Test games, yeah. Okay, well, I think that's it then. Before I leave, does anybody have anything else that they want us to go over? Any suggestions, again, let us know. What about you, Nick? What's your favorite Spells Magic card?
We're gonna have to go T-Long. I always like the design with the, you know, with the, obviously the dragon first and foremost, but the background and everything.
Yeah,
I
the
think
cherry blossoms.
And then Perish and Cinder, or what was it? Cinder.
Cinder Sweep.
Yeah, Cinder Sweep.
So yeah, Cinder Sweep
love-
just pops with like the black background. Cinder Sweep's really nice.
There's definitely a few nice artworks, but like, you know, those three, I love them.
Yeah. What about you guys? Anybody? Any of you 10 spectators here? Anybody have a favorite card? We'd love to know. I don't know, like, what the stream delay is on here. I don't know if it's like 20 seconds. But yes, guys, that's gonna conclude the stream today. We will be streaming next week again. We're gonna start pumping out some cool content. Robert says Lord of the Sand. I mean, yeah, Lord of the Sand's just a beast, and he's a lot of people's favorites. He's up on my list for sure. I love that card. I love everything about it. It's just a boss card. But yeah, guys, that's gonna conclude the stream for today. Um, if you guys think of anything, let us know in the Discord. We're in there. Anything you guys want to see, content, combos, cool stuff like that. I have to be more hands-on before I know for sure, but Brow is probably my favorite so far. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, Brynus is it's the cover boy, right? It's our Pikachu, if you will. But yeah, guys, thank you guys all for coming to the stream today. We had a lot of people in here. It's great. I'm glad we're starting this back up. It's it's fun. It's fun. We're gonna get some cool content. And yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching. And we will see you guys later.